1, 2, 1, 2. Guys, very quickly before we go ahead and get started on our run of OwlBoy, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that I need to extend a huge thank you to you guys because the How Our Runs Twitch channel just reached 100 followers. So thank you guys for your support and for sharing the event around and starting to rejuvenate it on this new channel, for How Our Runs being on its own channel for the very first time. Thank you guys.
Okay, so welcome to OwlBoy. So it's just gonna first off, before we even start, there's actually a little thing I gotta do here. Basically, it's preloading here. So this is not time start. This is just me preloading a cutscene, so that it won't show in the actual run. Okay, and so. Now I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so welcome to OwlBoy. I just skipped a cutscene there. There's gonna be a bit of that, but I'll explain that in a bit because there's actually gonna be a lot of tricks going on at the start. So I'm just gonna be heading out of the house. I'm Otis here on the top right. And I'm going to be trying for something called text storage immediately. Basically, I have to fly up to where my teacher went, right there, and hit right-click as soon as I land. Basically, I'll be trying to do this by spamming, because the timing's really hard. And if I get it, I'll be able to fly while he's talking to me. I did not have it. Would have saved a few seconds, but it's not a huge deal. Okay. So now I'm just going to be flying in Valley here. This is your starting town. Good town. Go fly past him. We'll meet him later. Okay. So, during this cutscene, I guess, we'll talk about the two different types of cutscenes. We got this cutscene here, which is a dialogue cutscene. I'm just holding the F key to skip all dialogue from showing up, so all plot, you're not going to see any of it. And so now I'm actually going to be trying to do a flippy skip. Explain it after. Damn it. So, I was trying to prevent the menu from opening by hitting the menu key as soon as it would want to pop up. And now, for the next skip, next trick. There's a lot of tricks in World right now. So, using... Spring Guy. I skip a cutscene that was supposed to happen right there. And now we're flying down, and I can actually start explaining stuff. Okay. Already having fun. So now the cutscene's not playing here. So the thing I really like about this category is I'm going to be doing a lot of skips around dungeons, basically finding alternate solutions to puzzles that the developers probably never intended us to find. Also, we got to hear some good songs. So, first off, gonna throw that rock and get ready for the next rock. So I just drop down immediately. Because there's gonna be another wall just like that. So we just grab the rock, bring it up here, throw it at the same wall, or a similar wall. And then another cutscene. So, like I said, two types of cutscenes. There's ones where we can skip cutscene, and I know where those are. A few others do. And, you know, people watching who are part of the community, of course, do. And then there are dialogue cutscenes, which I can't skip. I guess just for people to be able to see story. Left up there. So, first instance of me wanting to do a reload. You actually fly a bit faster with full health than with damaged health. So, at the next point, I will do a load from last checkpoint. Whenever I see this little save thing, so that I save the most amount of time while still doing this. So it's the first instance. So this first glitch here. The cutscene is triggered as soon as you push that button. We're actually supposed to have Getty, who's our partner there. I forgot to mention his name this whole time. Good job, me. Stay on that button. It's a pressure-sensitive button. But because of the cutscene keeping the door open for us, we can just ignore that puzzle entirely. First boss fight, known as the Guardian. So, that enemy just kind of sided up. I know, we gotta escape. Didn't get that. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a teleporter skip now, similar to the flippy skip that I was trying to do before. As soon as the open wants to open, I'm going to close it to prevent the animation on the pause menu to start. I'll just be cutting it off early. And this one I probably will get. Hopefully. Okay. So, that was it. And now, I have what's known as the teleporter. Basically teleports your partner, one of 3 partners that you have, exactly to where you're standing, and it's a very useful trick. Just gonna fall with the boxes here, thanks to a little environmental glitch. Because I reloaded, those boxes respawned. Not used to that. Okay, so now for a bit of lore, I guess, if we want it. So the whole thing is we were actually supposed to be protecting this town of Veli from being invaded by pirates, and we failed. Oh well. So, this is actually... These ships here can shoot at you if you're flying slow enough, though. Otherwise, they just kind of see you and then miss entirely. So, yeah. Okay. So, now I got a bit of cutscenes here. I will talk about why we're in Japanese. So, Japanese was recently introduced, thanks to the announcement that OwlBoy is actually coming to the Switch. So, they released a Japanese language of it, and of course, that allowed us to have less text boxes pop up, and cutscenes taking a bit of a shorter time. So, of course, we all jumped on the idea, and we're like, we need to figure out how to run on current patch, because we were actually running on an early beta patch before that. Luckily, No Out of Bounds was the one that had the most amount of glitches that were still actually in the game, in the current game. So I'm actually on current release right now. Yeah, so I'm on current release right now, and thanks to some recent changes, any percent regular without a bounds is going to be soon to be able to run on current patch, on current release patch. The public beta patch is currently runnable for any percent. So that's be fun. And welcome the whole OwlBoy Discord community into the chat. We have invaded How I Run's marathon. I always get here. Skipping this cutscene, which is actually not a cutscene to the point where it actually makes my screen go black. I still control things, but it was black. Okay, skipping that cutscene by loading from last checkpoint. And more buttons and stuff. So this is what's known as the Owl Temple. It's the first real dungeon. The one that we did in Valley was kind of like a tutorial dungeon almost. So whenever I'm traveling down, I'm trying to get into what is known as a fall state by making myself fall off an edge of a platform. So that I fly downwards faster. Each direction has its own little way of making you travel fastest. We are using what's known as a roll, by the way, which I am doing just by holding shift. And now we're going to get into, or space actually, now we're going to get into the best skip, waterfall skip. This was discovered a while back. Basically I'm just spamming up and right or up and left depending on the direction I want to go in. I'm also, gotta reset it, I am spamming shift along with it, just so it makes me move a bit faster on top of it. It's not needed, but it's faster. So that skipped about half of the dungeon, thanks to that trick.
Allow me
Bring
to
this
take a
cloud with
moment
us.
to bring to attention that buffer and disconnect is on his end and not ours. Thank you.
So that waterfall, by the way, was actually supposed to prevent us from flying entirely, but thanks to tricks. Thanks to tricks, we had fun. Ah, I got lost for a second. I stopped looking at chat. Okay. Another puzzle that we're supposed to be doing here is to water that plant, but these bricks are actually interactable. We can actually just pick them up and drop them and go right through without ever having to water a plant. And now, the first stealth section of the game. There are a few of these. This is probably the simplest one. There are no sight lines. It's just simply they will sense you if you are flying for too long or if you roll. So we're just going to be flying normally. And also keeping our flying to a minimum. And now another quick waterfall skip. And our first boss fight. Oh yeah, OwlBoy's one word. I did not realize that. I'm not really paying attention to the stream. So there's a safe zone that makes this boss fight a bit easier. And almost trivial in some cases. I don't even have to try to dodge that cannonball. I'll just shoot exactly where I need it to shoot. Now I'm just gonna fly to where the cutscene wants Otis to be, so it saves a bit of time that way. Cool. So that was Alphonse and Dirk. I should say names when we meet them, not after I beat them, but it's a bit late for that. That's Twig, by the way. And our friend that we're holding is Getty. And we're playing Otis, the OwlBoy. Or the owl. Over there. So, going back into a fall state. Okay, fun trick here. You can use Getty to push buttons as we saw in the first dungeon, or tutorial dungeon. So we're gonna throw him onto a button to save a bit of time. Hopefully I can get this first try. I did not. There we go. Okay. So that allows us to trigger 2 cutscenes at once, basically, just by doing that. Another flippy skip. Missed it. I'm not gonna get any of my flipping skips. Okay. So, we now have Alphonse. He was an enemy, but now he's on our side thanks to pirates being assholes. Okay. So I'm just gonna use another waterfall skip. I don't know how I'm at still full health. I thought I got damaged earlier. Okay, so now we're heading out of Temple. That was the end of that dungeon. And now we're heading to Advent City. So on the up movement tech there. Supernova being weird. Okay, so like I said, different movement text, false state for downward. Going up, I forget what the exact name that we gave it, but basically it's pressing the roll key and right click at the same exact time, the same frame, to allow us to do an animation that makes us go up a bit faster. Left and right, or diagonal, you just hold roll, which we have rebound to shift on the keyboard, just because it allows us to do it every frame. Or rather, as soon as the last one ends on the very next frame, the next one will start. If you have it bound to spacebar, which is the default, you can't do this at all. You can't just hold space to do that. Just going through some cutscenes. Hopefully, soft lock there. Okay, cool. There's a little soft lock there if I was continuing to hold roll off the door. I reported it, but still hasn't been put in yet. Yeah, the developers are very cool. They, as I've said, they continue to take out and put back in glitches that that us runners actually would use. So it's very nice of them to do. So we are now in Advent and second instance of a stealth section. This is entirely based on sight lines. Can't see you behind boxes. Can't see you when their heads are turned away from you. I'm just gonna reset there. So loading for last checkpoint allows me to reset that area. Unfortunately, it makes me lose a bit of time, but it's worth it because otherwise getting caught is a lot more annoying than being able to just deal them. I'm actually just going to do this normally. You can stun them with Alphonse's gun, but he was being annoying today. Oh yeah, this area is terrible casually. It is so much. It is not fun at all. Every other category skips this section. But because we have to stay in bounds, we actually have no way of skipping this section. I'm gonna grab some fruit instead of reloading. What? I'm sorry. What? That's fine, I guess. Yo, not cool. Damn bombs. Just stop it. Okay. Damn bombs in the way. Okay, I guess I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. What is going on? Even these things have sight lines. So, stealth sections. Advent. Not a fun place. That was a problem I've literally never run into. Classic marathon strategies, and I messed up because I'm talking. Okay. Yeah, pirates are a bitch. I'm glad I can curse on this stream. Because I want to so badly every time I'm doing this. Okay. It actually doesn't matter if we queue those, because we can avoid those bombs just by staying fast. These, on the other hand, we actually gotta wait around. There is no real way to avoid those. I think that's the fastest I've dealt with the bombs before. Okay, so I'm not resetting quite yet because I'm actually gonna save time if I reset later, or if I load from checkpoint here. instead. So this is our instance of a temporary partner. Only instance of it. So by reloading, we have already picked her up. This is Anna, or Annie, I think. Don't remember exactly which one's her name. So she has this charge option, which allows me to be invulnerable for a second and hit any projectiles that are in my way. Getting his partner here. Her partner, excuse me. So, yeah, next section. Whoops. I guess this counts as a boss, but we don't count as a boss. We have an all bosses category, and this is not included. So, I guess it's not a boss. Still takes a bit of time. It's like this, you have a character that takes you out of bounds. What the hell are you talking about? The character literally puts you out of bounds if you set him up correctly. That's a little inside joke that I'm making right now. I don't have time to explain that. So I'm just doing Advent normally. Mostly. Other than the fact that I'm doing it pretty fast. Yeah, bombs don't want to cooperate. Okay, there you go. What? There we go. So this pirate's terrible at his job. I'm going to use Getty's to push some buttons for us from a distance. Hopefully I can get this throw right. Nope. 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 There we go. Okay. That's fine. Totally planned. Totally planned. Okay. On to the second mini-boss of the area, or third by my definitions. This one we don't even need a partner. We're just gonna dodge his bombs. Just hit the damn guy. Okay. cutscene. And now we gotta avoid a giant laser, but I'm gonna make it look kind of impressive by basically never stop moving. And knowing where rocks are, because this is entirely the same pattern every time. So, we're trying to hijack a ship, huh? What's the best way to hijack a ship? I guess maybe try to overheat the engine. So, what's the best way to overheat an engine? Maybe we should wait around and see if it overheats. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, it won't blow up on our faces or anything, right? Shit. Oh, good. Okay, cool. Okay, backup plan. Alphonse is still alive because he's a robot. Ours are secretly robots. And so he didn't pass out from shock. So he can save us. Let's do this. Go! Okay, so it's an auto-scroller. That was a terrible joke that I just made. This is a auto-scroller where all I can do is jump. And jump when I did it. And jump when I need to, and jump when I don't need to. And not jump when I don't need to. Okay. Okay, now that OwlBoy's awake, we're gonna do a little damage boost out of here, just to get ahead of some cycles. Whoops. I did not do that correctly. Okay, screw it. Just gonna walk through it. Okay, so it didn't get it at all. Basically, I was supposed to be knocked back into the second flame, but I'd have iframes long enough to let me get through the second and third fire flames. But I messed up. Both times. Yeah, game gestures. I have no idea what's going on in this game, actually. This is blind. Obviously. So, by the way, this is the big bad of the game. This is Molstra. He is the guy we are trying to stop this entire time from doing something. We're not entirely sure yet what he's doing. Well, right now we're really just trying to prevent him from attacking our different towns that people live in. We don't really know what his grand plan is quite yet. Yeah, I already explained why we're in Japanese. It's basically just faster cutscenes, less text boxes. There's a recently released language. Just like every other speedrun that uses different languages. We have it memorized which buttons do what, just based on how many times we've played this game, because they're all in the same spots. So skip 1, 2, and half a cutscene here. Oh, there's actually some dialogue in that last one. So, I don't know. That's why I call it half a cutscene there. Because it's dialogue, even though it's not an action cutscene. And yet we can still skip it. So now we're back in Valley. We were fine. Getting thrown off a ship by a giant bad person into an exploding city. Apparently we can survive that. We're amazing. We're an amazing owl. Okay. So now we're just gonna do some plot work here. Look at this. Look at our teacher, known as Osseo. Just looking off into the sunset. Mad that we failed our job. There's Alphonse running back and forth really quickly because he's cool like that. And then we're gonna get stopped by some random klutz. He's unimportant. Completely unimportant. And now we have Getty over here, who's mourning the loss of all the people that died in Advent from that giant attack. It was actually a very sad moment, but we're skipping it over entirely. Usually during runs, I tend to keep entirely quiet during this, to respect the ones we've lost. Notice how I'm even talking a bit softer right now. Okay, so now we're just coming back to our house. So this is the main section. Oh, shut up, Reg. Okay, so now we're just coming back to our house. Of the previous OwlBoy speedrun. Okay, so let's go into my made-up story here. So this is the main reason why we run in Japanese. This cutscene here, giant unskippable cutscene. No input that I will press here will make this cutscene run any faster. But it's in Japanese, so it's, I believe 20 to 30 seconds faster thanks to that. So once there were these robots that that the owls had carry cement blocks. Yeah, you carry those cement blocks. So once there were these robots that the owls had carry cement blocks. But then some war struck out. They didn't like carrying cement blocks all day. So one robot got really strong and was able to beat up all the other robots and be awesome and really cool. This guy was Maelstrom. This is Maelstrom here, guys. And then suddenly, in under 5 seconds, he grows a beard. It's really cool like that. So yeah, he's now got a beard, and he's got some weird nutcracker soldiers behind him. And he's trying to capture this thing. He's trying to collect these... I'll just use the real names. What are known as relics. These are relics. I'm sorry if there's an echo. I haven't done anything necessarily. Okay. So now we're just gonna head back out of our house. Pick up Getty by accident. Whoops, go back into our house, because that's what we wanted. Fly the hell out of there. I did that by accident by pressing, because I have to press right click to start, to be flying upwards, and right click also enters the house. Okay, we're good. Gotta fly around a cutscene trigger here. And then we fly out of town. Oh, it's a really cool. Yeah, we'll call them keychains. So in my practice stream yesterday, I called these things keychains, jokingly. And so I guess we'll call them keychains. I wanted to stick to relics, but someone just ruined it. Thanks. So now we're back in Tropos. Gonna fly around a campfire. So, yeah, Alphonse lights things on fire. That's what he does. He uses his he uses his gun to light things on fire. And he's got, like, the shotgun. I know, we've had Alphonse for like a dungeon and a half now. But I'm now just getting to explaining what his gun does. So he has a shotgun. And it has a second meter underneath our health meter, which is in the top left there. Oh wow, okay, so I just killed myself basically. There is a way to do that, to not get hit by those things at all if you just keep flying and not getting damaged, but I messed that up. So here's another instance of that mysterious owl character. And the entrance to our next dungeon. Gonna break these chains. And light a torch. With our shotgun. Remember, catches things on fire. It's a very important thing to know. So to a lot of people, it's the most impressive looking thing, because I'm doing this completely in the darkness, but of course, I have it memorized. Or roughly memorized. Just, you know. What? God damn it. Being a dick. Can I pick up the fruit? Thank you! So that's a little invincibility glitch that we can do there. There's some invincibility frames that you have when eating a fruit. This used to be used for a lot more tricks than just that, but now it's just used for its original thing. So you're actually supposed to be able to do this in the light. You light a torch and it lights up the whole way. But that's slow. So, darkness. And now, we have even less light because our light wore off. Okay, there we go. And there's our third keychain. Looks like Dirk and Twig got to it first. But it locked itself up as a defense system. Okay, so a little mini boss here. Shotgun has a bit of a spread to it as well, so use it a lot like that for those reasons. Kill a lot of enemies at once. Which helps when we have bosses that are like waves. Okay. And now the introduction of the best partner in the game, Bombbirds. You fly faster with them, because you're panicking. And they blow things up, and they also light things on fire when you touch them. Okay. Now this is so useful to the fact where we can actually use it to skip a section. So bombbirds, they like to continue to follow you no matter what screen you're on. So the next bombbird actually just spawned. You'll see it flying right there, down there. And now it's gonna follow us. If it touched water there, it would have died. So we did our best to not make it die. I'm also doing my best not to get hit here while I try to throw that bomb down there. Okay. So, skipped another half of a dungeon thanks to that trick. Spade, it's been a while. Getting all the gold covers. So now we got moths. Or, I guess, reverse moths. They're attracted to darkness, not lightness. So they will attack you. So we gotta go really fast here. Luckily we got some bombbirds. So we're gonna steal this bombbird. Take it with us. It's ours now. Now we got a light food. Also very helpful. Because the moths won't kill us during this. Okay. And that's the first half of this dungeon done, I guess. I'd like to call it a separate dungeon from the other one, but in reality there's like two halves to this dungeon. They just feel so different, and this area has so many bosses that I like to consider them two separate dungeons. And so that was the door that we were supposed to open that we just opened. So it just closed itself and reopened. We never saw it close, so it closed itself and opened. I'll say that a bunch of times, I guess. So gonna fall down here, use a bombbird to go backwards through a section that we were supposed to go the other way in right now. There should be something spawned right there, an enemy, but because, yet again, not the direction we're supposed to be going in right now. It just doesn't care. So now we're back to the way we're supposed to be doing this section. So at the push of a button, by the way, I am able to switch characters. So that's why I'm able to switch between Alphonse and Getty so quickly. Just gonna let him get crushed by a boulder, because it's Getty. Who cares? I'm also gonna get crushed by a boulder though, because it allows me to go into a loading zone much quicker. So now we're in the molten section. I'm gonna start the molten section with another boss fight. Luckily, I don't have to load from last checkpoint because sometimes it'll like to restore your health right before a boss fight. So the Alphonse's shotgun does a bit more damage. It does a bit more DPS than standard BB gun thing that Getty here has. So I'll be using it a lot to just, whenever I have it up, to get some quicker cycles. Okay, so I don't know how to dodge this pattern. I never have. So I'm just gonna take a hit. Whoops. Okay, trying to fly roughly to where it wants us to be for the cutscene. And that was that boss fight. And what's the best idea once the door opens? Watch our enemy go through it and then have the door close behind him. Sounds like a good idea. It's a good plan. Well, now we're stuck in here. But apparently, we have this weird teleporter? Yeah. So we have this teleporter here. Teleporting us back to Tropos. I don't know if I've said that name before, but you'll recognize the area. So this teleporter is very old. So it actually has one charge left on it, and now I have to reactivate it. So I can't just teleport back to the dungeon. Of course not. I have to reactivate it with these levers. Along to some really nice music. Now we're flying back. This whole area is actually a nice day-night system. The next time we come back here, you'll see it. Skip that cutscene. So, we found our third relic again. Now here, Dirk's trying to get it. Dirk's failing at getting it. He's gonna run away. Just doing a few tricks here. Just a few movement checks because I know this map very well. I practice Molten a lot because this is probably the hardest dungeon in the game. Oh my god. Oh. So I could have gone around that cycle, but I wasn't thinking. Okay, now the most annoying enemy in the game. Monkeys. These monkeys are very good at tracking your movements. So, you have to move around them very fast knowing where they're going to be. Unfortunately, it's hard to know where they're going to be sometimes. Luckily, they cooperated there. So by staying to the left side of the screw, we can actually skip over half of these fire plumes. We're too
Once
far to the left to
again,
actually get hit by the fire plumes at all on the right side.
Just to make it aware, that is not an issue that is existing on our end.
How it runs, I'll let you deal with that. Alright, there's some spamming going on in chat. I'm sorry. It's not my cause. I'm just noticing it. Okay, so now we got both screws here. And now we're looking at some flashing lights. Oh, thankfully I don't have to reload from my cutscene, because I'm at full health. Okay, so next boss. It's another wave boss. We got kind of an annoying song. But we get used to it. And I'll also be done in a second. This has just happened because we skipped cutscene. This is not the song I'm supposed to be playing right now. Now we'll get the real song. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not much better. So where these monkeys are spawning is actually completely random. So we're just hoping for good patterns. These aren't the best patterns, but I'm improvising and dealing with it. Wow, okay. Don't even have to reset at all. Usually you have to load from last checkpoint because it got damaged here. So this is really good. So I can keep flying now. Monkeys get in my way, that's nice. And now we're gonna screw down this game. Causing the fire, the lava to rise on us. Okay, skipping this cutscene. And now we got another boss. This boss is much easier. It's gotta hit a bunch of times. Avoid its patterns that we all know and love. The pattern, each pattern that gives us is a bit RNG, dependent. Also based on how much damage we have currently done to him. Hopefully I can get this in 3 cycles. The only time I'll actually ever talk about cycles in the game, really. That's interesting, okay. So he can actually still damage us right now, even though we've already beaten him. So I gotta avoid some projectiles while that's happening. Fun times. So now we're gonna take a little ride on this dragon. So these rocks that are spawning are RNG are completely random. Hopefully I get a good pattern that I can dodge easily. I'm just pressing up and down. You can die here, so you just hope for the best. Okay. Thankfully, this second section is not RNG dependent. It is entirely pre-programmed. I know the pattern. I just know what inputs I need to do when to avoid the narrowing wall, floor and ceiling here. So I won't be getting hit. If I did it correctly, and I did. So even though it's one hit from death, I'm fine. So that's Twig saving us. I thought Twig was an enemy, though. Don't worry about it. So there's some nice story going on here, but because we're in Japanese and because we're speedrunning, you're not seeing any of it. Please play this game. It's a very good game. Very good storyline. So this right here is Twig trying to join our party, and Getty being really against it because he was fighting against us this whole time. Getty's gonna go home to think about his mistakes or his poor decisions, I guess. I don't know. It's been a bit since I've seen the actual dialogue there. So, introduction of wind. We can't get past this wind without our new buddy here, Twig. So... wow, okay. So he introduces the fastest form of movement. And just like that, we've lost the fastest form of movement. Twig's gonna run away from us now. He doesn't like... apparently he wants to... he likes being home again. So... This is his home area. Known as... forgetting the name right now. This is Mesos? Yeah, this is Mesos. So we're gonna follow him, because we want that fastest way of movement now. We want that. We want that back. So I'm gonna follow him into his house. Hey dude, can you wave up? No, don't go away. We need you to. You're gonna help us with our speedrun. It's really nice. Here, let me try to convince you. Yo, Spider Dude. Why are your parents, like, Twig people or something? Wait. Are you trans Spider? You're trans Spider, aren't you? Okay. I'm gonna run away. This is kind of a lot at once. But you know what? We still need you, so it's fine that you're trans Spider. Not the only reason why it's fine that you're trans Spider. Didn't get any flippy skips! Yay, I'm 0 for 3! Okay, wind. Do that to me. That was fun. Apologize if I offended anyone with that comment before. I did not mean anything wrong. I am fully accepting. Okay, moving on. So, yeah, we got Twig's grandfather coming in for a big old hug now. He's gonna get a good hug. Yeah, it's gonna be a very touching moment for everyone. Oh shit, pirates! Goddamn pirate. Alphonse, why if you're in such a heartwarming moment? Look. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your heartwarming moment. I just wanted to do some cooking for you. Otis, are you okay with him cooking for us? You okay with this? Yeah, man. Cooking is great. I want some food. Okay, fine. Let's open up this oven. Here. We'll do some... Here, we can cook now. Okay. Meanwhile, the third relic has been found by the big bad. This... I don't think we're cooking anything. This just looks like a cave. Twig, are you sure this is the right way? Okay, fine. I think we're good. So, thanks to the new fast forward movement, we can web through enemies, completely ignoring them, as well as going from one screen to the other. So I'm gonna hug the wall here to avoid these guys from seeing us. Otherwise, they're a little kind of annoying to deal with. Accidentally pick up a fruit because they're in our way. Yeah, only gonna get the top jokes from TroyofAthens over here. So now it's nighttime in Tropos, like I said it would be. And now we're done with Tropos. Bye. So you can grab enemies with the web and throw them at things. You can also sneak past stealth areas. What? Okay. So now on to the second to last dungeon of the game. And we're going to talk about a very glitchy part of this game. But we love it, so we don't we tell the developers about it, and then we say, please keep it in. Whatever you do not touch the grates. The grates are the glitchiest thing in the game, but they're also simultaneously the best thing in the game. Now spin past these this moving bomb here. Just roll past it. Oh, whoops, I'm not holding F. Good job, me. Okay. So now I get to demonstrate just how glitchy grates truly are. First off, elevators. Elevators are also glitchy, but I'm not as good at performing the glitches to show off here. However, it's very fun to pull off great glitches, to the point where they're actually very easy to pull off. So there's our first glitch. You actually don't even need me to do that, I'm just demonstrating. I'll show you what I did there in a second. So, basically, I glitched a web to Sue Twig there, just to demonstrate how glitchy grates can be in general. Anytime I spawn getting out, there's now going to be a line of web until I load from last checkpoint, that is. There's going to be a floating web. Yeah, let's make 2. Okay, that's 2 now. Now there are 2 webs. Shit. Okay. Luckily this guy's really bad at his job. Okay. Okay, there we go. So all those webs connected to him. Like I said, not needed, but it looked really funny, so I wanted to do it to demonstrate how glitchy grates are. Think of it as a little glitch showcased within the run itself. Stun that guy over there. So I'll explain that now. Because of the way the webs work. Okay, that did not work out. Because of the way the webs work and where your character goes, the webs just kept following us. So, because of how glitchy grates are, we now have done something called chest storage. Just based on some timing, grabbing 2 things at once. This chest is now connected to our character, but it acts like it's not, so the collision isn't there for it. Flying is a bit weird. It's a giant glitch. Never do this to your game. Okay. So just get him out of there. I'll bring the elevator back up. So like I said, grates, really glitchy, cause all sorts of trouble, but they're really good for both categories, both any percent and any percent out of actually all categories rather. All categories, any of the categories that we do. The glitchiness of grates is what gets us through this dungeon. So the whole reason why we're bringing this chest here with us is because for some reason this chest, or any of the chests really in this area, are coded in a way that allows them to hit heavier buttons. Heavy buttons are types of buttons that only Alphons can activate normally. So you would need to reunite with Alphons. Right now we only have Twig. Alphons is kind of hiding out. So then we're supposed to get him. But we can skip another half of the dungeon, by using this thing. So we can hit that heavy button there. And because we need the game thinks we need Alphons to get through this door, when we enter this door, we'll magically have Alphons. Which is very helpful, because we need them for this boss fight. So this is Dirk. Just Dirk, not Dirk and Alphons. Okay, so everyone has different methods of how to beating this boss. This is my method. It's a lot more fun. Okay, so I'm just basically dodging knives or daggers by flying really fast, and then not dodging them because I'm being cocky. Shit. Okay, that's fine. We can't get hit here. So, safe zone that the developers actually showed us. In this third phase here, if you just stay in front of the door that you got knocked into, you are in a safe zone right now. I will not get hit by any knives. Dirk will not run into me. So I just wait until he's done throwing knives at me. It makes this section a lot easier. It's kind of funny to watch him fly around like that. Okay. Damn it. Okay, so now he's also in a bad spot. I wanted him to shoot me off to the right, so I was trying to set up for that, but I did it wrong. So now he just shot us off to the left. So the next door that we actually have to go through after we beat this boss is the door that Dirk is standing in front of right now. So if he had to knock us off to the right side, we wouldn't have to walk all that way to the other door. Instead, we could just basically hit right-click really quickly. So now I just gotta wait for Dirk to die. Open my checkpoint. And now the relic room. This is the relic room. There's keychains here. I'm gonna try to get the keychains out of here. Do the best we can. Hopefully we can do it. Okay, so we can't get him out. So that sequence there, we actually have to hit them a few times to decrease the amount of time we have to wait until this cutscene plays. So there's a limit to this, of course, so that's why I stopped hitting after a bit. There is no point to keep hitting after a little bit. It just doesn't decrease the time to the next cutscene. So we can't bring him out. So instead, we're gonna go straight to the source. Let's see if we can convince Molstrom over here to just let us have the relics, you know? Just hand them over. Or maybe we'll have to fight him, who knows. Gonna drink a bit of water. Okay. Oh! Isn't that Klutz from or something? Dude, steal the keychains. What a badass. Badass, guys. Okay. Yeah, they're just gonna try to chase after this guy. Got some really good music going on. Well, maybe I have to fight Molstrom now. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. Getty? Kinda interrupting a dramatic moment here. Okay, let's just run away, screw it. So yeah, there's no Maelstrom boss fight. We just run away from him. So now we have the introduction, sort of this character, Solus. Or Solus. It's all in text, no voice acting, so I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but I pronounce it Solus usually. He's gonna fly way up high in the air. Like really high. We're already in mesos and he's going high, even higher than that. Some more cutscenes. So now we're going to convince some scientists to send us up into space. Because that's where we saw. So let's go. Yeah, let's go to space. I said yes, we're going to space. Gosh, why do I have to ask you so many times? Down is in space. Where are you taking us? Oh, okay, we're good. We're going up. So now we're going to be going into the last dungeon of the game. It's what's known as just the temple, I believe. Oh, the tower. That's the name. It's the tower. It's in space. Or really up in the atmosphere, to be more accurate. So introducing mechanic here. Because the atmosphere is so thin up here. See in a second. We can't fly. Some mechanic that we've been using this whole game. Can't use it. No flying. So we're just gonna roll on the ground. Okay, so this dungeon is going to be done generally the same way as it's actually supposed to be done, just with a few movement techs that we have figured out. So there is a bit of flying that can be done if you just do it in the right timing. And now we got what I call the reverse screw. If we spin, it'll bring us up instead of down like the other screws, allowing us to get to higher places in space. And now we got the bridge section. This bridge kind of broken. It's floating off into space completely. And I just messed up. Messed up a second time, really? Okay. There we go. Okay. So it's not easy to fly to that section. Now this is the chandelier room. This tower has so many sections that we have named just because they are little platforming sections that we need to learn. Wow, I'm messing up all over the place. I'm just gonna take this slow. There we go. Okay. And then this is the library section. I think he said the next event is in November. Don't quote me on that necessarily. Nice. Okay. So if I wasn't already behind, I'm definitely behind now. There we go. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. There, like I said, certain movement techs that allow us to fly when we're really not supposed to. So that's why this is why we call this the library section. As a little skip called library skip in any percent, but we don't do that because of course it brings us out of bounds. Oh yeah, I'm clipping onto buttons by being in the corner of the button. It actually puts us right on top of it by pressing up right next to it. Just a little trick that I've been doing this whole game, but never thought it was important enough to mention. So that's why there's like no animation frame of us going on top of a button. Hey, Kaiblade. Good run before. Now onto a section that if I do it right will look really impressive. I did not do it right. Okay, now for a section that will look really right if I do it. Really impressive if I do it right. That never happened. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting a PB now. I know that. So skipping this cutscene. And now for the best song in the game. And no other category gets to hear this song. So yet another reason why I love this category. So this is an auto-scrolling section. So I'm just gonna... And the way they go through this auto-scrolling is to just stay towards the top of the screen for as long as possible. I'm gonna stay quiet so you can hear this music because it's really good. Okay, now we can fly again. Don't worry, don't question it. Okay, so he's doing some weird rituals things here. Or we're gonna stop him doing those rituals. So this is the final boss of the game. But time will not be when we kill him. I repeat, it will not be when I kill him. We have a few more things to do after he's dead. So his patterns are RNG dependent as well. So we're just hoping for good patterns. Certain patterns we can't actually hit him at all. So we're just hoping for the best patterns. Patterns. That's an annoying pattern to get. Okay. So this section here, even though, as you saw, Twig has the fastest fire rate, it actually does very little damage. So instead we're going to shoot him with the BB gun. And we're gonna get a terrible pattern where we can't hit him at all. Just gotta dodge him. Okay, that's the end of the Solace fight. And so now we just have a little conclusion to go through. So we are almost done. So he's gonna explain why he was up here in the first place. I don't really want to spoil it. Something to do with the number infinity. or the existence of the apparent number infinity. I don't know how mathematics works. I'm a math minor. I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. That's infinity. We all know it. Okay, moving on. So yeah, Ethan, thank you for complimenting me on that strat there, on that last platforming section. I have been practicing that for a while. It does, yet again, look very impressive, but you actually do lock onto the rocks in a certain section, so there's a lot of leeway with it. As long as you do the right inputs with the right timing, it generally works out. But it certainly looks impressive, as you just said, as you told us. So we actually bought enough time for Maelstrom to find us. Very last cutscene here. And now we have the power of the relics. And we're gonna try to do the ritual that Solus was doing that we interrupted him from doing. Hopefully this will work out. We won't die. Maybe we won't die. I'll do my best to not die. Yeah, it's a fun run. It's a lot of fun for me to do. I love it. This game's great. One of my favorite games of this year. Oh, well, actually came out last year, but you know what I mean. This game came out November of last year. I believe it was November. I didn't buy it when it came out. I bought it around February. Okay, we're good. Oh shit, we're dead. I think we just died. Are we okay? Did we just die? I'm sorry, I should have dodged that. I tried my best. I'm kidding, I actually didn't do anything. Oh, thanks, dude. And so this is the final sequence of the game. Time will be coming up very soon. So during this, we're just going to be flapping our wings in rhythm because we can't roll anymore. And this is actually the fastest form of movement when we can't roll. Okay. So the time's gonna be when I lose control of my character right here. Time. Okay. So that was OwlBoy. I have no idea what I got. I was not watching timer at all. I'm gonna stop holding F like crazy because I don't really need to be. Wait. That's real time? That's real time. What? Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. Yeah, I just PV'd. I was not expecting a PV. What? I'm checking my timer right now, and we do a loadless timer in our games. And according to my splits here, I got a 137.13. I was not splitting correctly. But maybe it's there. Yeah, so this is an unofficial PB probably. Yeah, that probably was world record, but because we use a loadless timer, I don't know if I'm able to submit it. Frenchie, it's not by that much. Because we're timed at gate. My PB is 138.33 loadless. Oh, with loads, excuse me. Oh no, that is loadless actually, yeah. So 138.33. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, unofficial. Okay then. Was not expecting world record at that pace. I felt like I was doing so terribly. Yeah, time at gate. I don't know what you're